A dramatic display of heroism. A group of churchgoers stopped a gunman who opened fire on them. You're watching The Rundown. I'm Robin Winston. A gunman opened fire on a church community in Orange County, killing one person and injuring 5 others. This happened in Laguna Woods, about 20 miles southeast of Anaheim. Churchgoers were able to tackle the suspect and tie him up with an extension cord.
The suspect was reloading, and during that time was when the visiting pastor, Pastor Chang, struck the suspect with a chair, knocked him down, and then everybody piled on him.
We've heard the adage over the last several years, run, hide, fight. And those individuals in that church took the appropriate action when run and hide was no longer an option. They decided to fight. They did. They took him into custody, and God bless them for doing that and being safe in doing so. And he is now in the hands of law enforcement.
The suspected shooter has been identified as 68-year-old David Chow. The devastating coastal fire is now at least 80% contained. 20 homes were destroyed on a hilltop neighborhood in Laguna Niguel. Firefighters have also reduced the mandatory evacuation zone. 2 firefighters were hurt but are expected to be okay. The cause of the fire, which started Wednesday, is still under investigation. Let's check in with meteorologist Belen De Leon, who's tracking some cooler temperatures for the start of your work week.
Hey, Robin, before I get into your forecast, I want to give you an update on the drought monitor across the state. You know how dry it's been, and that extreme drought has increased across California. Now it's spread into Southern California, so we have extreme drought conditions over Ventura County and LA County. Now, last week we had hot temperatures, dry air, and also some gusty winds, elevated fire danger. Well, we have the return of marine layers, so now we'll wake up to those morning clouds, afternoon sunshine. Thankfully, the fire danger will be lower and the temperatures won't be as hot. Here is a look at the trend for Van Nuys. We're looking at highs inland, still a little on the warm side in the mid 80s. And then on Tuesday, temperatures rise into the upper 70s. So not a whole lot happening in your forecast. We'll keep things quiet this week. Just watch out for the morning fog.
The shooting we mentioned in Laguna Woods was one of 2 mass shootings in this country this weekend. People in Buffalo, New York are mourning the 10 victims killed in what police are calling a racially motivated hate crime. 18-year-old Peyton Gendron is charged with first-degree murder. Police found a 180-page manifesto that they believe he wrote. It allegedly outlines plans for the supermarket attack. Investigators say that he drove 200 miles to Buffalo the day before the attack and say it was intentional that he chose a predominantly black neighborhood. A total of 13 people were shot, 10 were killed, and 11 of the victims were African American.
This individual came here with the expressed purpose of taking as many black lives as he possibly could.
Gendron was previously investigated for making a violent threat when he was a minor, but he was released after a brief mental health evaluation. President Biden and the First Lady plan to visit Buffalo to grieve with the community. Gas prices are back above $6 a gallon. It's some of the highest prices drivers have seen in weeks. You're going to be paying about $6.03 for a gallon of gas in LA County. In the OC, it's about $6.01. In San Bernardino and Riverside counties, gas is still under $6.
I think it's insane. I'm from Michigan and I just moved here and I can barely keep up. I just don't see how anyone's supposed to keep up with these prices. Anyone.
Prices are rising again because we are heading into peak driving season and demand is up. Uber Eats is now testing delivering food with robots and self-driving cars in some Southern California neighborhoods. The 4-wheeled robots will be in West Hollywood and self-driving cars will be in Santa Monica. So customers in both locations will actually get to pick if they want this option or if they want an actual human to bring their delivery. If they go the high-tech route, they'll get a passcode to unlock the vehicle when it arrives to get their food. The LA Fire Department has a new addition to its fleet. They unveiled the country's first all-electric fire engine. How cool is that? Well, the engine costs $1.2 million and has batteries that allow it to fully operate for roughly 2 hours. There's an onboard diesel generator as backup for the batteries. It also comes with a small diesel engine just in case. The fire engine will be in use at Fire Station 82 in Hollywood. Firefighters say the electric engine not only is good for the environment, but will reduce noise. It's Bike to Work Week, and Metrolink wants to encourage people to leave their cars at home. Metrolink will reward riders who bring their bike on the train this week with free fare. The agency's National Bike Month festivities also include a sweepstakes giveaway worth more than $2,500 and includes a new electric bike, an overnight stay at a luxury hotel, and a Metrolink monthly pass. Did you see it? The moon passed into Earth's shadow Sunday night, creating a total lunar eclipse. It was pretty cool. News Chopper 4 captured the stunning shot of the moon as it took on a reddish hue. It's also called a blood moon for that reason. And for an explanation of how and why this happens, go to our Let Me Explain tab right here on this app and watch the episode on the super flower blood moon. Netflix may soon get into live streaming. Deadline reports the company is working on an option for stand-up comedy specials and other live content. This could open up the possibility for Netflix to air live reunion shows like the recent one for the reality show Selling Sunset, or enable live voting for competition shows. Disney Plus has also gotten into live streams with a live showing of the Oscars and as the new home of Dancing with the Stars. For the first time ever, a group of all-black climbers has made it to the top of Mount Everest. The team's leader says he was deeply honored to report that 7 members reached the summit on May 12th after a 36-day trip. According to Full Circle Everest, out of the roughly 10,000 recorded successful summits that have taken place on Everest since 1953, only 10 black climbers have stood on the top of Everest. The team's completion of the climb nearly doubles that number. The team's leader says he hopes the historic climb will inspire the next generation of outdoor enthusiasts and mountaineers of color. We're hearing from the passenger who miraculously landed a small plane when the pilot became unconscious. He spoke exclusively with the Today Show's Savannah Guthrie. Darren Harrison was in a single-engine Cessna plane when the pilot had a medical emergency and passed out. Harrison says he had no experience flying a plane whatsoever, but an air traffic controller who's also a flight instructor talked him through the safe landing. Harrison says he had no time to panic.
I was pretty calm and collected the whole time because I knew it was a life or death situation. Either you do what you have to do to control the situation or you're going to die. And that's what I did.
There's no time to panic.
No, none.
Harrison says when he landed safely, he said the biggest prayer he's ever said in his life. How inspirational. That's an amazing story. Well, you can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and on our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4 weekdays from 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with the traffic reports throughout the morning. See you next time on The Rundown.